Welcome back to Rev Endurance Sports and another coffee side chat. So earlier today, we were on our Pacific Coast Highway, PCH, and it's usually a fairly flat area. There are some winds to sometimes take into account. In this case today we had headwinds, but we were just on a 30-ish mile ride because this Saturday we're doing a 100-miler with 9,000 feet. Today's Tuesday, and we just wanted to do some recovery type of riding. And as we're going along, a gentleman integrated into our Paceline. Now, I have a different opinion than my riding mates, and so I thought I would share this with you, and I want to see your comments down below. So, I'm the type of person that if I'm coming up on a group and I don't know who they are, I generally make myself known by pulling up towards the front, finding some of the lead riders and saying, hey, I'm here to do some work. And then I take a pull like fairly quickly so that they know I'm not a wheel sucker because nobody likes a wheel sucker. So, Lori, what's your opinion of a guy jumping into your Paceline? And so in this case, there was 4 of us. So myself and my 3 ladies that we typically ride on Tuesdays together. So what's your opinion on this?
So I've been on the other side of that, where I have gotten into a group and had them say, hey, we're doing something.
Right.
And I felt not better, but I was like, okay, whatever. I typically, only because you don't know the rider's ability, and I'm always leery of jumping in on a stranger's wheel. So you always kind of want to look at how they're riding.
Yeah.
You want to see different things you can pick out. If
Yes,
their legs are shaved.
you have a trained eye, you can
do.
tell.
You know the seriousness, and
Yeah.
you know how they're geared,
Yep.
how their setup is, how they look on the bike. So I always try to take into consideration. My thing is, I've never really introduced and said I'm going to do the work. One being a female, it's usually a male's group that I'll jump in with. And a lot of males don't like that. So they'd rather feel like they're taking care of you. You sit on the back, then you go to the front and take a pull.
Yeah.
Which I can do, but you never know what kind of egos you're dealing with the male. So male to male is probably a lot different than female.
So that's you joining a group, right?
Right.
I'm talking about this guy joining our group. What are your feelings when someone joins your group?
If they do some work, I think it's fine. But today we didn't really give him a chance to do the work. Somebody was always on the front. It would have been interesting to have everybody pull off the front and see what he would have done. And sometimes you need to do that. It's like I've told you, sometimes people are here wearing headphones and they don't hear you if you're trying to introduce yourself. So today I didn't feel like people belonged there, but I think we should have let him prove that by letting him take the ball.
What's your opinion?
I think it's definitely a huge there are going to be differences between genders. I know, like if it's myself, I have often, like if I'm by myself, I have no problem jumping in with a group of guys, and they usually are just happy for the company.
Yeah. Yeah.
But like today, when we had this guy come in, it was kind of awkward, and I'm really self-conscious because my skills aren't really as solid as the other people in our group that I ride with. So when a stranger jumps in, I'm real tentative. You know, the people that I ride with normally, I'm super comfortable with them because I know they know how to accommodate me if I like move out of line or something. We've been riding together for a while now. And for a stranger to come in, and I'm sort of like, I just don't want to be on this person's wheel until he's put in some time with us. So it was a little intrusive.
Yeah.
I think just for what we were doing today,
And now to put a finer point on this, I had actually singled him out and waved him off. I literally gave this signal.
shoot fly.
Yes.
To his hummingbird.
And he got on Jess's wheel and jumped in between Barbara, who is now filming for us. Barbara, what's your take on this?
I was surprised that he did that.
Yeah.
Because we were a group, so
Yeah.
I would have thought he was going to get behind me like that. I
Yeah,
would have been
if
good
anything,
with,
right?
Right. That would have been polite. But for him to just like pull into Jess, and then I had to back off to get behind him. That was.
That didn't make any sense.
No,
right?
it didn't make sense at all.
Yeah.
And I didn't trust him either because, like Jess was saying, I don't know how he rides.
Right. So the thing is, the way I see it is, if he's not strong enough, as some of us in the front are going to start pushing the pace, what's going to happen is he's eventually going to let a wheel go. And depending on where he is in that line, that could be 1, 2, or 3 riders that are behind him that now all have to swing around, fight the headwind, because we're going into the headwind, to bridge back up to whoever that lead rider is. So I just didn't want that for our group. And I'm more confrontational. I will tell people, hey, get out of the group. And most of the time, by the time I rotate back, if they're still there, I will tell them, hey, look, I'm working with these ladies. I'm their coach, I'm their mentor. We are doing something. Don't be in our group. But I really want to hear, and actually, I do want to cover one more thing. So when Lori and I do a lot of tandem, or when we've done tandem, we've had this happen a lot. And Lori has always been, look, just keep rolling, because they're going to eventually drop off. Don't even bother saying anything. And that's the least confrontational way, I guess, to handle it, is you just slowly just turn on the gas and they'll fall off the wheel, I guess. Or, get them up to a high pace and then flick the elbow.
Let your actions do the talking.
And let your actions do the talking. Yeah. So I want to hear from you guys. One, what do you do? You're riding alone. And then in this case, like I said, there was a headwind. So I could see probably in his case, he was like, oh, geez, I can use some help by these 4 riders. So do you just join in? Do you not announce yourself? I always do, but maybe you don't. And one of the reasons why I didn't want him in is because we had just, before he joined in our group, we came to a light, and he was standing there, and he was still in his big ring, and he was like 1 or 2 cogs from the end of his cassette. So in other words, the really small ones. And we were about to do a kicker, and I'm like, yeah, this is going to be a chain drop. And so I had told Lori, watch his gearing, because as we rolled off, of course he was not going to be able to get up to speed. So anyway, I want to hear what you folks do. One, what you do when you join a group, and then what you do if someone joins your group, and do you let them stay in? Do you caution them? What do you do? So anyway, leave comments down below. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you up the road.